showing you how to contour and highlight using the Barry M Chisel Cheeks Contour Kit. Now I did do a review on this week, which I will link down below or somewhere in this video for you so you can check that out. So I have been using this pretty much every single day. I do change up some of the things in here on some of the days, but on the majority of the days I do keep all of this pretty much the same. So as you can see on the inside, it's all matte shades, so you know for a fact that you're not going to go overboard with the shimmer, because I have seen quite a few people, including myself, that have had the shimmer on the tops of the cheeks and it's just like, whoa. So you know for a fact that you're not going to go overboard with that. And if you're not sure how to contour and highlight on the top, they do have the directions on there. The only thing is I actually do these in the opposite order because I feel like that it looks the best on me if I do it in that order. So I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly how I contour and highlight with this contour kit. So the first thing I'm going to do is contour, and I'm going to use the darker shade in the palette, which is right here. And I'm going to use my Zoeva 109 Luxe Face Paint Brush. This is the best one I've ever found for contouring. It gets right in the crevices and it works absolutely amazingly, and I don't actually know what I did without it. So I'm going to go into my cheekbones right here. So if you don't know where your cheekbones are, I know where mine are because I have quite strong cheekbones. You just roll down your brush right here, and then when it falls in the crevice right there, that is where you'll draw your line. Now I tend to draw my line a little bit higher than the actual crease, just so it blends in a lot better with the blusher. So I'm just going to tap off the excess, and I'm just going to do until I get to the end of my eye. So I'm just going to go right down here until I get to the end of my eye. So it's just like this, and I'm going to go a little bit higher as well. This just makes sure that it blends a lot better in with the blush or the bronzer that you put on after. And I'm working it up a little bit more into the hairline as well. So this is what you're going to end up looking like when you have done your cheekbone. So it's quite a harsh strong line, but don't worry, we are going to blend this out afterwards. So I really like the way that this looks. Already you can see that my cheekbone is going to be higher than this one. And then I'm going to do down the side of my nose because I have a giant nose. So I'm just going to make it a lot thinner. So I'm going to go down the side of it and also do the tip as well. And make sure that you go down both sides, otherwise you're going to end up having a very harsh line on one side and it's going to look a little bit odd. So I'm just going down. You don't need a lot of product for this bit just because it's the nose. I'm going to go ahead and do my other cheekbone. So like I said earlier, you can just roll down your brush if you're not sure where your cheekbone is and just do it pretty much about here. And I only do until it gets to the end of my eye because then it looks a little bit more natural, because if you go all the way to your mouth, it's going to start looking a little bit like a puppet and you're not going to want that look. I'm just working it up a little bit more as well. And I'm going into the hairline. And then also I contour down the tops of my head, only because I have a really big forehead, and if I have my hair up I don't really want it to look like I have a massive forehead, so I just use this to try and contour it to make it look a little bit smaller. So I am going to go into around here, so I'm going to go into my hairline and it's going to be right at the sides of my head, so right here. So I'm going to go into the hairline and I'm just going to work it forward as well. So because now I have very harsh lines, I'm just going to buff this out just so it's not really harsh but you can still see the contour in there. I'm using my EcoTools Dome Bronzer Brush, and I'm just basically going to be working this on the cheekbones. I'm going to be working it in circle modes, so I'm going to be working it back and upwards. So you can see it's going to go a little bit more into the cheekbone and it's going to look a little bit more natural as well. I'm also going to do a little bit down the sides of my nose. I'm not going to do a lot, only because you don't need to do a lot on the nose because you haven't put a lot of product on there. And then I'm just going to do circle modes into my hairline just to make sure that all of this at the top is buffed in. So already, as you can see on my cheeks, you can definitely see the difference. On this side it's really nice and buffed out. You can still see the line, but it doesn't look really harsh or anything like that. It looks quite nice and quite natural. And then on this side it's a very harsh line, so you can see the difference between those two. And then we're just going to go back in on this side and just buff it out. So remember, you're going to go circle motions up and out. And that's all you have to do for the contouring, so it looks a lot more nicer and a lot more buffed out, and it doesn't look like harsh lines anymore. And I really do like this. Sometimes I just do contouring and add a little tiny bit of blush on some of the days, and I don't go for the whole highlight effect just because sometimes I just can't be bothered. But this looks absolutely gorgeous. Next I'm going to show you the blush or bronzer, and this is my favourite part of the look because I can change this up pretty much every day. If I want to be bronzed, I can use a bronzer. If I want to have a really nice flush of pink or peach on my cheeks, I can change it up and have whatever I want. But I'm going to choose the shade in the palette, so I'm going to do a bronzy look. And this is a really nice shade actually. This is sort of like a medium brown, and then it has little hints of peach in it as well, so it's not too bronze and it's not to the point where it doesn't suit everyone. It just looks really nice. So I'm going to get my blush brush, and you can pretty much use any blush brush that you want. This one is just from Boots, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of this on and just tap off the excess. So I like to do mine on the apples of my cheeks, and if you are still struggling where your cheekbones are, just do a really nice smile like this, and then you can see exactly where your cheekbones are. So you are going to be bronzing right here and right here. So I normally do circle motions. I start from the inside of my cheeks and I work it out, and I don't put a lot of product on, and I'm just going to start on the apples of my cheeks, just smiling like this, and I'm just going to do circle motions. And I normally go all the way up to my hairline, only because this is just what I do and I think it looks really nice, and it sets all of the makeup together so it doesn't look like there's harsh lines between each one of them. It just makes them mesh together a little bit more. And I'm really sorry for my faces, but I pull the most weirdest faces that you've ever seen in your life. So I just try and do circles until I get the colour that I want. And already you can see a difference in the look of this. You can see that the cheekbones look a lot higher on this side just with adding the blush and the bronzer onto it, and this side looks a little bit flat. I like this because it adds a lot of dimension as well, and I just like the way that I can change it up every day with the different looks that I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side and just do the circle motions again. So I'm just going to get the EcoTools Stone Bronzer brush again, and I'm just going to buff this out. And this just makes it look a lot less harsh. And I like the way that it goes up as well at the side. I just think this makes the cheekbones look a lot better. So as you can see, there's no harsh lines on this side, so there's not a harsh line where the contour is and where the blush is. It just meshes very well together, and this is the art of blending, so just make sure that you buff it in, otherwise you're going to get a long line where your contour is and another thick line where your blush is. And the last step that I'm going on to is the highlighter, and I absolutely love this part because you can choose if you want a matte highlighter or you can choose if you want a shimmery highlighter. If I want to have a really nice dewy look to my skin, I do use a really nice shimmery highlighter. But for this, I'm showing you how to do the matte highlighter in the palette, so we're going for the lighter shade. This will work on pretty much every single skin tone. This works on me if I'm super pale. It also works on me if I'm tanned as well. So I really do like this, and I also like the fact that it's lighter than my own skin tone, because normally you've seen me and I'm the palest person in the world. I pretty much look like a ghost, and this is paler than my skin, which I really do like because then it acts like a really nice highlighter. So for this, I'm using my Real Techniques contour brush, and this is sort of like a tapered brush, and I really do like this for highlighting. I use this for my shimmer shades and also for my matte shades to contour. So I'm using the light shade in the palette, and I'm just going to get the top of my brush and I'm just going to swirl it round, not even heavily, just very very lightly, and then tap off the excess. And you can put as much of this on as you want because obviously it's not a shimmer highlighter, it's a matte highlighter, so it's not going to look as crazy if you go overboard on it. So the first thing that I am going to highlight is just do the tops of my cheeks. So if you go like this, you can see your cheekbones and you can just put the highlighter on there. And because this is a matte highlighter, I tend to go a little bit overboard with this one because I like to have a really nice highlighter on there, so I like it to look a little bit more glowy than it normally would. So I'm just going to go onto the cheekbones and then work it up as well to my temples. And then I'm also going to highlight down the bridge of my nose as well. And because I'm adding a little bit more highlighter to the bridge of my nose, it makes it look like it's thinner and the light catches it a lot more as well. And then I'm just going to do a little feathered effect between my eyebrows. So I'm just going to go like this. And then I'm going to put a little bit of highlighter on the bottom of my chin and then on the top of my lip right here. And also, if you want to make your lips look a little bit more plump, you can go ahead and contour using your contour brush and also the darkest shade in the palette. And just, you only need a tiny amount of this, and you can just go underneath your lip. So just go like this. So after you're done with your highlighting, you're finished with your contour and highlighting, and I really do love this look. It looks a little bit different to how it would be if you didn't add all this contour. Your cheekbones are a lot higher, and also when the light catches it, it looks really nice and it goes straight onto the cheekbones and also on the nose. And I just really like the art of makeup, and it doesn't take a very long time either to do. It's quite easy and simple once you get the hang of it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I will also be linking the review down in the info box and also around in this video for you, so you can check that out. And make sure that you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Bye!